Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to shake up the world of health with me? Welcome to Disruptive Health, where we are flipping the script on traditional wellness. I'm Dr. Denise Brown, and on this show, we are diving deep into the latest trends and breakthroughs in health and wellness. Whether you're curious about nutrition, exploring new therapies, or just want to live your best life, Disruptive Health is your guide. Don't miss Disruptive Health, coming soon to Now Media TV.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250,000 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Welcome back. I am your host, Clara Capano, and this is the show where we talk about being productive in all aspects of our life and business. And today I am so excited to have one of my very favorite people in the entire world joining me on the stage. We have Miss Leslie Liu. Leslie, welcome to the show.
Hey, Clara, what's up? I am fired up to be here.
Always, man, it is so good to have you here. You know, this has been a topic I've been wanting to speak on, and there was no one better that I could bring to the stage. When we are talking about being productive and staying productive, one of the best strategies is being able to speak our truths, to be able to explain to people and express to people when they're overstepping their boundaries with us or when we need something. And this is something that so many entrepreneurs and business owners struggle with. And this is your area of expertise. So talk to us a little bit as an expert in helping people reclaim their courage. And part of that is getting their voice out there. Talk to us a little bit about how having your voice and speaking your voice is key to having us be productive.
Yeah, it's a great question. You have to understand the crevices and the peaks and valleys of your voice. So you can't just go from 0 to 100, right? Like you actually have to be acquainted with your voice before you can even really speak them to people. And what I tell my clients is that no one can read your mind, right? If you've ever had a kerfuffle or a struggle with someone in your life about them not honoring your boundaries, It's because you didn't actually explicitly state what it is you were needing at that time. So I get it, you're frustrated, but you have to be very clear and specific with people and give them the detail as to what you need. And I think a common mistake that I see women make is they overly explain their boundaries because they feel bad and they want to make the other person feel better. Boundaries are not meant to be understood. Boundaries are meant to be stated, and you don't have to explain to someone why it is you are creating that boundary.
Wow. I love how you position that statement that, boundaries are not meant to be heard, they're meant to be stated. That is so good. And I think you're absolutely right. I think we always preface it and try to excuse it away to make it quote unquote acceptable. And our boundaries don't have to be acceptable to others because they're ours. Do you have some strategies or some verbiage that you can give us to maybe when we have to set our boundaries that we can do it in more of a professional way?
Absolutely. I want to give people a sense of advice in their mindset going into boundaries, right? Like if your armpits are sweaty and you're about to have a panic attack thinking about exerting a boundary, just remember that assertive is not aggressive.
Mm.
I hear it all the time from professional women, even women at a C-suite level that are like, I don't want to be labeled as the aggressive one. And I'm like, taking your power back and standing in your power is really carrying yourself with grace. Just by speaking a boundary doesn't mean that you're being unprofessional. If anything, people can respect you more for it. So, two boundary statements that I encourage people to practice is number one, I don't have the bandwidth right now. So we can take that into a professional context as I don't have the bandwidth for that. Can we take a look at what's on my plate? And if this is a higher priority, then we can renegotiate my workload. That's a professional statement. You can use it to protect your energy with people in your life. Like if you have a really needy friend that just dominates the conversation, I'm like, girl, it's been an hour. You haven't even asked me about myself. You can really just say, I don't have the emotional bandwidth right now. Can we schedule this for a time where I could really give you my undivided attention? Right? Yeah. Rather than trying to drain our energy in not really being present for someone else. Like, I don't have the mental capacity right now. I don't have the emotional bandwidth. There's a lot going on in the world right now. There's heaviness this time of year for people and where they are in their grief stages. So that's something that I feel like people can practice right away. And the second one is, I need space right now, right? If I'm at home in my office and I'm like, I've told y'all so many times to not open the door, mom schedules on the outside here, and people still physically cross that boundary, they open the door and I still state, I need space right now. And holding that pause and sometimes repeating the same thing is where the power comes into play, is reiterating the boundary. Right. Yeah. And then from a physical standpoint, if I'm walking down the street or I'm at the grocery store and some guy's just too close, like, hey, sir, I just really need you to take 2 steps back right now. Yeah. That's not aggressive. You can still be polite, and energetically and in your body, they know that you mean it.
Right. And I always try to bring it back to the concept of serving others, because if I don't have the bandwidth, I'm not going to be able to truly serve others the way that I want to be committed to doing that. So in essence, not only am I honoring myself, I'm also honoring that other person, because I'm telling them I can't show up the way that they really need me to show up. So I think, again, looking at it from both angles in doing that. I also believe that the best time to do this is always at the start of a relationship, especially a business relationship. But that doesn't always happen. Or sometimes, even though we do set it, they creep in. So if you have a client or a teammate or somebody that is constantly overstepping those boundaries and they're not respecting your boundaries, what would be some professional and direct ways that you could get them to maybe hear the message?
I think it's always important to encourage that coworker or that teammate to take hey, let's take a step back right now.
Mm-hmm.
Pause.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of just trying to trudge through it and feel like they're going to get it, say like, hey, I'd really like to take a beat right now and look at this from a bird's eye view, because we're not seeing eye to eye to this right now. So I'd like to revisit a conversation we had, months ago. And sometimes people have to be reminded. And I think that people appreciate when you ask them for time. You don't put them on blast in front of other colleagues. You pull them aside and be like, hey, can I talk to you? Like, I really want to, there's this boundary that I've expressed. And each time that I've expressed it, you've crossed it. And I know that that's probably not intentional, but this is how I receive that, or this is how I feel when you do X, Y, Z. Right. Again, you're not blaming them and you're not being aggressive. It's just like, hey, when you say this or when you do this, I feel this.
Right. And I think that's good because, again, bringing it back to and saying, let's revisit a past conversation, because if you did set the expectation early on, they've already given you agreement, so you can come back to the agreement that was made. But I also think if maybe you're listening to this now and someone out there that's watching this is like, oh, I wish I would have done this before. It's okay to call a timeout and say, hey, before we go forward, can we reestablish how our working relationship or something to that effect to get us back on track?
Yeah. And I think consent, when we give people feedback, we have to ask people for consent, right? You hear all the time, feedback is a gift. I'm like, yeah, but you also don't know what someone else is going through. So you might be ready to have a conversation, but to really show care for someone else on your team is really asking like, hey, I'd really like to have this conversation. Do you have the bandwidth right now? Can I give you feedback in this moment? And if they say no, to respect it, right? Like every time someone crosses my boundary of like, I'm going to give you feedback so they can redline everything. It's like, hey, like I'm willing to receive this, but I don't know if you know that this happened to me today. I don't expect you to, but can we schedule this for later in the week or tomorrow?
Yeah. Powerful.
And that just like helps so much confrontation and tension.
I love that. Well, Leslie, thank you so much for joining us. You are the warrior. You really help people, not just women, but all people, again, find the courage in themselves to not only protect their bodies, but to protect their mindset and also their voices so that they can live the most glorious life. Where can people find you? Because I know there's going to be some people watching that want to reach out to you.
Absolutely. You can find me on the Instagram at Reclaiming Your Courage, one word. My website, reclaimingyourcourage.com. And on Facebook, Leslie Liu. I'm happy if anything resonated with you or struck a chord. I'm always happy to talk and chat.
I love it. Well, and for those of you watching, I have the bandwidth for you, but we are going to take a quick break. So hopefully you took lots of notes and lots of value away from this segment, and we'll see you in just a few more moments after this quick break.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by. Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now. Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Have you ever had to hire multiple contractors? It is a daunting task that takes a lot of management time and impacts the core business or the company that time you're spent with your loved ones. At Texas Home Property Solutions, you can count on a responsible company that can tackle all your general contractor needs. Electricity, painting, remodeling, plumbing, air conditioning, and roofing. Hire us and forget it. With over 20 years of experience, Texas Home Property Solution will deliver your project on time and within budget, with the high level of quality and integrity, no matter the size or complexity. If you are a company, a government institution, or an individual who needs a general contractor, you need Texas Home Property Solution. Take a decisive step and call us today for a free consultation.
Welcome back to Be Productive. I'm your host, Clara Capano. You know, one of the things that was such a game changer in how we operated our business is when we were able to start storing things on the cloud. It freed us up. It allowed us to be able to move around the country and work from different areas, all with the added security and consistency of being able to easily access our information. So today I have one of the experts in the field. I have my dear friend Will joining us to share with us some of the key things to think about and some of the ways that having items on the cloud can help us with productivity. So Will, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Well, thank you again, Clara. Look forward to coming back again.
Yes, for sure. Well, you know, talking about storing things on the cloud, from your perspective, again, you've been in this industry for now about 35 years. So from your perspective, what are some of the biggest benefits as far as helping small business owners, leaders, entrepreneurs, being able to stay productive by being able to utilize storing things on the cloud?
Well, I'd like to add something. It's amazing over a period of time how many different media types we have embraced to keep records. And bringing documents into a cloud document management system provides the organization and structure to work with documents and their information in real time. The software not only brings digital documents in, but also captures most of the usual suspects of data capture to identify each document. And this is from machine printed documents and PDFs and other formats. From this point, and much can be automated, documents can go through the process of touch points by staff and provides collaboration and the workflow quickly. It doesn't matter where the authorized user is to do their part and securely. Each step can become part of an audit trail for later use. Speak of that. The software that we provide, that's DocuWare, can be used to shorten the time it takes for audits. I realized years ago that with a premises-based solution, management is asking their IT staff to do more work, take on lots of responsibility to keep everyone up and productive, and doing it for the same salary. The key IT person or persons have to assure that the right version of the PC, the operating system, the servers, server software, et cetera, is ready not only for the version installed, but matching future versions as well. Then there are meetings to discuss how and when to do it, and getting everyone on board at the right times, and trying to budget for all that. Our cloud system virtually eliminates all of that.
It's, I am going back because I work completely remotely now, and I work with companies and teams all across the, United States and Canada, and having these items easily accessible so that we can share, it almost allows us to still keep our continuity as a team environment together, because we're able to, again, talk with each other and share these documents instantaneously with each other. So it's been a really good thing for us to, again, be able to maintain our workflow. So when someone is thinking about getting a document management system and working more from the cloud, what are some of the key components or the key things to think about, in building in, especially for accessibility and security?
Well, there are several key and important steps. It's important that the business stakeholders who will be using and approving a cloud document management solution are on board. A professional, well-established software should be invested in. The vendor should understand that they will be working with an assembly line of work that doesn't stop. Understanding that cloud document processes can work the same way as currently and also improve efficiency. This will be easier to adopt as it does not change the culture of the company or the department. Start with the document processes that are causing the most pain. Even though the cloud document management solution can do wonders, it's best to go in phases. For example, by department, by document process for the core users. Our cloud document management system comes with all the modules that are needed to become more productive when the customer is ready. Tiered pricing also allows customers to get started with a much lower budget. Remember that the IT considerations at a very minimum, which more than pays for the system.
Yeah. I know that having that support system and that good IT backing, I used to always tell people, that's who we need to take care of, is we need to take care of those people, because nothing is scarier than when you go to your computer and there's a challenge in there. Can you give us some examples? Because I know we're talking more theory-based, but do you have some examples of companies that have been able to utilize these and some of the success stories that they've had?
Well, let's see. One customer needed to improve their accounts payable department for processing incoming invoices. They had 6 people in a poorly lit room, a very small room, without windows, working on simple desks with hutches, and they were covered with stacks of paper invoices they had to process. It was taking so long that lots of money that they could have realized on their payment terms were being lost. They had tried for 3 years to go with a document management system that was to be installed on site. However, each year that IT department could never get it approved for budgeting. The fourth year, we worked with the business users alone to go to our cloud document management system. It took less time, and the process of going from paper to cloud digital solutions went without a glitch. In fact, it was easy. Just after I went on site and the business manager asked me, "Do you notice anything, Will?" She beamed and she said, "No, paper." In fact, the facility was remodeled and very modern. The benefits were incredible as they were able to sort and pay invoices with discounts in time to realize money that more than paid for the cloud system. Another company, they went with our cloud system for their HR department. This just happened, and it was to manage the records as they come in. This is especially helpful with onboarding new employees. Another company in the manufacturing business for oil drilling business is considering, 4 companies they had to consolidate. And this was for their accounting departments where they're starting, because everything is controlled from there. You have all the support documents, shipping, bills of lading, control documents, I couldn't believe, sales quotes, and all that was brought into, is going to be brought into that system. We're very excited to do that for someone again. They only need a PC to get to the cloud, by the way, and some scanners to convert the paper to DocuWare. Yes, we have premise installations with the same software. Every company is faced with budgets, and what gets approved is the squeaky wheel. Some of the customers just delay as the system seems to be working just fine, and then it becomes a major task with IT staff and the vendor, with hours coordinating what gets upgraded in their hardware, this software that runs the system, and matching that with software.
So many things that we just don't think about as oftentimes small business owners is, again, just the idea of how this reaches so many different aspects of our business. Nothing zaps our productivity more than clutter. And when we have all that paper, I could just envision the office when you shared that story, and having to go through and having to dig through things, it's so unproductive. And by having these in, it's going to automate things to, again, make the systems move faster. It's going to make it easier for business owners to serve their clients because everything is housed the way it needs to be housed. So, Will, thank you so much for shedding some light on this and for allowing us to start thinking. It's not just our interactions with our clients, it's also the back end. And having a solid back-end system really helps us level up the amount of service and value that we can deliver. So if people want to reach out to you, where's the best place for people to find you, Will?
Well, you can go to my website. It's precisionproductsinc.com. And also, you can reach me by info@precisionproductsinc.com. And thank you very much, Clara.
Thank you, Will. It is so great to have you here. I love having you here with us on a regular basis because you really have us look deeper into all sides of our business. So stay tuned, everybody. We will be right back after this quick break.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by. AI.
The legal profession is not immune to the disruptive power of artificial intelligence. AI is reshaping the way lawyers research, analyze, and manage legal matters. AI-powered legal research tools can sift through vast volumes of legal documents, statutes, and case law in seconds, providing lawyers with comprehensive insights to build their cases. In courtrooms, AI is used to manage and present digital evidence effectively. It can organize and analyze evidence, making complex cases more understandable for judges and juries. In contract review, AI quickly identifies potential risks, inconsistencies, and compliance issues in legal contracts, saving valuable time and reducing human errors. The future of law is being shaped by AI. AI is streamlining legal research, improving courtroom presentations, enhancing contract analysis, and making legal information more efficient and accessible. Data Dive, infinite insights instantly.
Welcome back to Be Productive. I'm your host, Clara Capano. None of us achieve success on our own. One of the best skill sets we need to learn and start to lean into in order to maintain high levels of productivity and growth is our ability to network and to build our strategic partnerships. And there is no one I know that does it better than my friend Jen Potter, who is the CEO and founder of Epic 47. So Jen, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know, this is something that you are so dialed in on, and you really do an amazing job of not just networking, but connecting people. And I'd love to hear from you. How do you define networking, and how important is it in the growth and sustainability to our business?
Yeah, so I think that's a really great question. So you hit the nail right on the head, right? It's not just networking, it's connecting and establishing relationships. So for me, it's connecting with people to get to know who they are as a person because the referrals and connections become natural. When I get to know people, I'm able to then turn around and be able to say, hey, this person is awesome. They need to be a person that you need to work with instead of saying, hey, I have someone who's looking for something and this is what they're good at. So connection is key when it comes to networking.
Yeah, I think again, you really brought something out where you need to know about them and really, again, build the relationships because you don't want to just refer someone blindly. You need to know, again, what people are thinking, what's their vision, how do they work, all of those items. What have been some of your best practices? I see you a lot on social media. Is that your primary tool? And how can you use social media to do this, being that we're not really in the same place?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do use social media across the board, and every platform is completely different. You know, I tell a lot of people when you're posting and you're connecting, every platform you're on is going to connect with a different audience. So always keep that in mind when you are networking, and then really try to hone in on the one that you find the strongest connection with. If it's business, LinkedIn is the place to go. You know, I'll post things across the board, but depending on what I'm looking for, will be in each different place. But really get to know your audience and really get to know, like we said, the connection of the people that you're working with. I find that when I get to know that person, like we said before, we're able to turn it into a solid relationship. And if you find that you're networking somewhere and you don't feel the cohesiveness, find another group, right? It's like I tell people all the time, if you go to a room and you don't feel like it's a room you belong in, go to a different room. Because if you find the people that you want to network, right? Like networking with you, I find that we circle around each other all of the time because I've gotten to know who you are as a person. And I love that.
Mm-hmm. So, what are some of the things you do? Because if I'm on LinkedIn or whatever platform it is, you make a post. I like the post. How do I take it from just, hey, that's a great post to building a relationship?
I really like that. So I think having an action. So when someone, says, "Hey, I love the post," or they like it, depending on the type of person and depending on what you're looking for, going in and commenting. hey, thank you so much for liking it. May I ask what was it about the post that you really enjoyed? And if you find that there's a connection and you're able to have a conversation, I'll then say, hey, let's have a virtual coffee. When it comes to me, I say to people all the time, if you really resonate with something that I post, send me a message. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a virtual coffee. I'm always open. I'm usually booking months in advance, but I'm always here for it because I love connecting with people.
Yeah. And I mean, you do an amazing job. You always give, credit to other people. And, this is something I definitely need to improve upon. I tend to, post and I'll be in there for a few minutes. What is your strategy like as far as how are you prioritizing this? How much time a day do you spend on this? It sounds like you specifically do it. It's not something you delegate out. Do you think that is something you should do? So, a little bit more about
Yes.
kind of the strategies and how we can make it work as busy professionals.
Yeah, I think that's really great. I think allocating a reasonable amount of time that you can put into your day. So for me, a lot of my business is consulting and networking, right? So I have to thrive off of those things. So for me, it has to be a priority. So in my calendar, I designate 60 minutes to going into social media platforms, whether it's posting something organically. I actually go in and I scroll through LinkedIn. So I go through my friends list, or if I'm looking for something specific, usually every day I have a different topic of something I'm looking for. So I'll put that into the search bar if I'm looking for groups or if I'm looking for something particular. But I make sure that I comment on other people. So if you're following someone, right? If you really love Clara Capano and you think she's amazing, you comment on her posts because now Clara will see what you are posting. So if you're looking for someone in particular and you're really looking to connect with those types of people, now when Clara posts on someone else, you're going to see the people that she is following. So you have to be really strategic in commenting and liking their posts, not just liking and scrolling, but interacting with those posts because now people that Clara's friends with that could potentially be like Clara are now going to start to connect you and also be suggested as people you may should to get to know.
So it's almost like this huge pyramid or spider web almost that goes
Yes.
out that kind of captures everybody. So,
Yeah.
how has this impacted your business? Has this been one of like the biggest things that you have found that has been able to allow you
Yes.
to connect and grow your business?
Yes, so social media for me has been really big, especially in the consulting world, right? So it's been really important for me to be able to put out who it is I'm as a person. I don't actually delegate my personal social media. So any of my handles we've talked about before, anything that says Jen, live your best life, everything else that's associated with me, yes, I have a social media team, but anything that actually says Jen, live your best life, it's actually all me and they're organic posts. It's me posting my real life. It's me posting, different things. So I could have an organic connection with people because I want people to reach out to me. I want people to know that I'm a person. I'm not a bot. I'm not, my social media planner. And we can have a conversation. I think that's really important because if you establish being yourself, you're going to get more people.
Yeah, I know. I still do mine. I love doing mine. It's, just part of my creativity, but I agree. I think it's much more human and they get to know a little bit more about you. So if there's a business owner who is like, I need to start doing this, where is one place they can start?
So I think depending on what the type of business that they're looking for, if we're really in business, focus on business. So if we're saying business to business specifically, right? Because this is a great way of starting LinkedIn. They're people in business looking for business. Get your business out there. Talk about what you're doing. Ask, this is what I'm doing. Do you know someone who's looking for a carpenter? Do you know someone who's looking for an accountant? This is what I do. Talk about your skill sets, but then also talk about yourself. Not only am I an accountant, but I also have three beautiful children and I'd love to go skiing on the weekend. Like, I'm leaving today for a trip to go ski. I'm going to post about it. I'm going to connect with people because I want people to see I'm a person. I'm not just looking for your business because the business comes. The connection needs to be first.
Yeah. And that's something that, I talk about when I'm speaking as well is that, relationships are built based upon trust, but we don't build trust without the relationships. So we
That's
have to
right.
be able to really focus on those. So Jen, I love this. And I know that people are going to want to connect with you. They're going to want to network with you. So you mentioned Jen, live your best life. Where are some of the other places people can reach out and find you?
Yes, absolutely. So if you Google Jen Live Your Best Life, that'll pop right up. You can email me, Jen Epic40 at epic47.com and or just Jen Potter anywhere on social media. Epic47 is my favorite. Look for me in a pineapple, pop right up.
Love it. Fantastic. Well, you
Thank you.
heard it here, the power of networking. Again, you need to be able to build true relationships to bring in sustainability, consistency into your business, and to be able to open doors for new opportunities. So don't be afraid to engage with others. Learn about them first and always come back to delivering value, because the more that you deliver value to others, that value will come back to you in the form of payment. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this brief break.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250,000 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
I'm Clara Capano, and welcome back to Be Productive. Let's talk cash. As business owners and as leaders, we love the cash coming in. We also have to learn to be really smart with our cash and our cash flow to make sure we are utilizing it, spending it, and investing it. So today I am bringing to the stage an expert in this area. We have Nora El-Mazri. Sorry, I apologize for that. Coming to the stage. She has 20 years, over 20 years of experience. So Nora, I am so excited to have you here today.
I'm excited to be here again with you, Carla. Thank you.
So we are talking cash flow. So let's talk about why it's important to have a system in place for bookkeeping, accounting, all of these things, and how it helps us really to understand and define our cash flow.
So cash flow is the oxygen for your business, right? Without cash flow, you cannot really operate your business. And you don't know how much this is important until you get into the operation. You think sometimes you have money coming, and you do, but sometimes times is different. So you have this expense. You have, for example, $1,000 to pay next week, but you're only having 500 coming, and you have like other 1,000, for example, scheduled that you forgot about because it's scheduled going automatic, right? You forget. This is the most common area that people miss, even in their personal life. So if you have bookkeeping, and this is where I actually recommend to look at your books not only every month, but every day if possible, minimum every week. So every week have a plan at least. But what helps the most if actually you have a budget before. If you have a budget, it doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be, because you're forecasting, you're having a data that you didn't have before, but you have then something to compare. You have a plan for your business. You're comparing the numbers from your, like what you made, what you're going to have coming, and you'll be able to see if you really have to make any decision on like postponing some payments, maybe not getting the service until second quarter or maybe the following week, but you don't want to go in negative because you can maybe acquire a loan or ask for payment plan or ask for net 30, net 60, whatever that works for your business. But this is very important to know your bookkeeping, your numbers, everything, in order to see what make more sense. So you can, if you have payroll, you can actually still pay your payroll. You can still pay yourself because you need to get paid too.
Yeah. I love how, you talk about that. We need to know our numbers. I love that you said that cash flow is the oxygen to our business, but we need to pay attention to it. So what are some of the best strategies that we could do as business owners and as leaders to keep an eye on our cash flow?
So the strategies every business have to do is plan. First thing, planning is everything. If you do not plan, then you're planning to fail. So have a plan. outline all the year. Now, if you are listening to this in December, for example, or any of the month, you need to actually plan. So entering 2024, plan for 2024. See how is it gonna look like your first month, second month, at least your first quarter, second quarter, everything, and then do that forecasting. Make sure like you have making sense number, and you start from the sales. How much do you want to make? And then based on that number, you will see what you need to do. And based on that, you can plan all other expenses. So for example, if you found out in your marketing, you have to spend $1,000 a month, maybe in paid advertisements, but you want to have a sale, like $1 million sale, that's going to tell you this is not possible, right? You need to increase your budget for advertisements. So, okay, you want to increase it, but maybe you do not have the cash flow. Is there any other way to actually increase it, or do you have to increase it gradually? So having the plan and then do the forecasting, and then the last step is doing the bookkeeping will allow you to see everything, planning, seeing the future, and then like just put numbers so you can measure something. And then after all, measure, like have those numbers that already in the past to compare to what you forecasted and what your plan is, so you can actually make a decision that's gonna help you achieve your dream. That's how you want to do it. Without any of these components, you cannot really have an effective strategy.
Yeah, definitely. So talk to me a little bit more about this forecasting and, how this is so important for us because, you're right. There might be certain ebbs and flows in your business, and you need to be able to pay attention to that so that you don't run out of money for payroll or buying the materials, the products you have. So talk to us and share a little bit more with us about this power of forecasting.
Yeah. So for example, like a lot of businesses are kind of seasonal. Like, for example, like if you are a restaurant will have an outside area, you want a budget, like your seating is not going to be similar in the summer, especially if you're in an area like Chicago, for example. It's cold in the winter. No way you can see people inside. So your revenue probably is gonna like drop a little bit in the winter. And then you want to make sure to see the data from your business and okay, when is my income's going to drop, and how is also my expenses going to drop, and I want to make sure I plan out my cash from the time that in the summer that where I bring money to actually not spend all of these money, make sure like I have also amount of cash flow to cover my expenses throughout the year when it's down season. Another example is tax businesses. For example, like we have our season like February through April. A lot of cash comes on that time. But then like sometimes in the summer, mostly it's slow for a lot of us. Even service-based businesses, all of them, like I think like summer would be like the slowest. So you have to figure out like how much you need in order to cover your expenses at that time. If you need to make a vacation, if that's the best time for you, you want to plan it out. If you want to actually learn something, get your staff to be trained on some area, that's a good time, but you need to have cash to pay yourself and pay them and keep your business running. If you have the forecast based on historical data and see how does it look like now, and what are you planning to do? Are you introducing a new product just to cover you at that time, or you need just to rely on the area that you already doing just to get that cash spread it out throughout your down season? So this is how actually you make your business always going.
Yeah, because again, we want to make sure we have that. You're so right. And, I think about in my business as a speaker, my slow season is usually the summertime. And so I do have to forecast this because I still have to pay the bills in the summer, even though I might not be actually out there on the road. And, when we talk again about running a smart business and being able to stay productive, we've got to be able to have all of these things down. So I love this idea. And even though you may delegate out the accounting part of it, as the owner, you got to watch it for yourself too. And so I love your idea of just spending a few minutes each week you got to watch your own bottom line, because no one's going to care about your business as much as you do. So Nora, this has just been amazing. Where can people find you? Because I know you are really sharing some great nuggets here. And so where can people find you if they want to reach out and learn more?
So they can go to my website, noorasbooks.com, and they go to contact us. They can book a Zoom call with me, and they can get a lot of free information on my social media. All the links going to be on the website, including my YouTube.
Excellent. I love it. All right, everyone. So start forecasting. Watch your bottom line. You need to make sure you know where your money is going. You've got to start looking ahead. So again, having that plan, but also watching the data historically. So in order to not just get productive, but stay productive and stay in business, you got to watch that bottom line. So we'll be right back after this quick break.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hi, my name is Michelle Merhar. You may remember me from the morning news. I'd like to tell you how getting data and documents into action fast gives you a competitive edge. Digital-first thinking to manage document workflows efficiently are giving all organizations a competitive edge. In fact, digital document automation is an essential process, helping us to become more profitable and to compete. By making any process paperless with secure automation, decisions can be made efficiently, virtually from anywhere. You'll be able to find and share documents securely in seconds. Your staff will be empowered by making optimal use of every office hour. And by the way, the size of your organization doesn't matter. Precision Products has been helping organizations for more than 30 years with paper to digital processes, including scanning systems for any document to premises and cloud document management systems. We make it easy and scalable for your business process needs from the office or other locations, even mobile devices. Contact us to see how we can help your organization succeed. Contact Will Waterall direct at 713-446-5939 and visit us on the web at precisionproductsinc.com.
Welcome back to Be Productive. I'm your host, Clara Capano. And I have to tell you, I am just blown away at the level of expertise that our guests and our contributors are bringing to the show, because I learned so much. And again, these are real strategies that are designed to help us in real time. You know, one of the things that we talked about with Leslie is the idea of using your voice. I think so many times we are afraid to speak up, because we don't want people to think that we're being egotistical, or, you know, they may even question our motives. But the reality is we have to be able to make sure that we are using our voice. One of the biggest things that I learned in my career is coming back to value. If you are delivering value, if what you have to say and to share is truly going to bring value to the organization, you need to make sure you are speaking up. So come back to that, because you don't have to be afraid if what you're truly looking to do is to bring value. And then again, if people are not working at the level of expectation, if people are not holding to their agreements, you got to talk with them. Don't hold that frustration inside. That's not going to help any of us. So again, be kind, be direct, be purposeful, but make sure that you're speaking up. When it comes to networking, again, don't network just to get the leads. Network to build relationships. You know, one of the things that I learned from Zig Ziglar is the idea, he has this famous quote, that you can have anything you want when you focus more on helping others get what they want. And I think that comes true with networking. When we show up to be a resource to others, to focus on how we can build true connections and true strategic partners, that is how we build long-term value and trust. So when you go out to connect, because no one achieves success on our own, we've got to build strategic partners. So connect and network with purpose, focusing on relationships at the heart of everything. I want you to also think about systems. Systems for bookkeeping, systems for, running and protecting your business. Because the more that you have systems in place, you don't have to redo things. You can duplicate all these items, which are going to streamline things, therefore using your time effectively and eliminating mistakes. Because the more systems you have in place, things run smoothly. When things run smoothly, we are more confident. When we are more confident, that level of security passes on to our clients and they create trust with us. So being able to use all these strategies are going to be key for you. So make sure that as you are going forward, bringing these keys from experts to your world, making sure you are using your voice to grow in a productive and safe way. Make sure that you are, again, building your team of strategic partners. And again, make sure you are creating the systems for long-term success and productivity. So I hope you enjoyed today's episodes. Would love to hear back from you. If you're following us, make sure to leave us some comments and make sure that you catch our next episode of Be Productive. Again, I'm your host, Clara Capano, and we are here to help you stop being busy and truly focus on being productive. See you next time.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Have you ever had to hire multiple contractors? It is a daunting task that takes a lot of management time and impacts the core business or the company that time you're spent with your loved ones. At Texas Home Property Solutions, you can count on a responsible company that can tackle all your general contractor needs. Electricity, painting, remodeling, plumbing, air conditioning, and roofing. Hire us and forget it. With over 20 years of experience, Texas Home Property Solution will deliver your project on time and within budget, with the high level of quality and integrity, no matter the size or complexity. If you are a company, a government institution, or an individual who needs a general contractor, you need Texas Home Property Solution. Take a decisive step and call us today for a free consultation.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.